I had always believed in fairy tales. My life, at least on the surface, seemed perfect. Loving parents, a devoted fiancé, and a sister I trusted more than anyone. Lily, that was me, and I was 22, wide-eyed and convinced that love and family would never fail me. It all started with the engagement party. Harry, my fiancé, looked every bit the man I had dreamed of. His smile soft, his eyes warm, a reassuring presence by my side. I couldn't stop staring at the ring on my finger, glittering under the chandeliers. I felt like the luckiest girl alive. Claire, my older sister, had been unusually quiet that evening. Normally, she would dominate conversations, making everyone laugh with her charm. But tonight, her eyes followed Harry too closely, and I noticed the faint curve of a smirk that didn't reach her eyes. I dismissed it. She was my sister. I knew her better than anyone. The night was full of laughter, champagne toasts, and smiles, but a strange tension gnawed at me. It wasn't until I stepped away for a moment, to catch my breath in the hallway, that I heard it. Two voices, low and urgent. "Not tonight. Hey, we'll have to wait," whispered a man's voice. My heart skipped. I recognized it immediately. It was Harry. Another voice, softer but commanding, replied, "You promised me, Harry. Don't back out now." Claire, my sister. I froze. My heart felt like it had stopped. They were plotting something. Against me. My hands trembled as I pressed myself against the wall, trying not to be seen. Harry's tone was calm, almost pleading, while Claire's words carried an undercurrent of threat. Seconds felt like hours. I wanted to confront them, scream, demand answers, but fear rooted me in place. My engagement, my love, my life, it all felt suddenly fragile. By the time I returned to the party, I plastered a smile on my face, but inside, my chest ached. Harry held my hand, raised his glass to our future, kissed my cheek. And there was Claire, across the room, her eyes glinting, her lips curved in that same unreadable smirk. Back home, lying awake, I couldn't shake what I had heard. My fiancé and my sister, plotting, whispering, sharing secrets I wasn't supposed to know. The ring on my finger felt heavier than ever. Something dark was lurking beneath the surface of the life I believed was perfect. I wanted to believe it was a misunderstanding, that maybe I had misheard, but deep down, I knew better. And as I closed my eyes, a single thought consumed me. What if the people I trusted most were the ones preparing to destroy me? The morning after the engagement party, sunlight streamed through my bedroom window, mocking me with its brightness. My head felt heavy, not from alcohol, I hadn't touched a drop, but from the whirlwind of whispers and secrets that had invaded my mind. Harry lay beside me, his arm casually draped across my waist, peaceful and unsuspecting. I studied his face, searching for cracks in the calm mask he wore so well. "Good morning, fiancé," he said softly, pressing his lips to my forehead. For a moment, I almost convinced myself that I had imagined it all. Almost. But memories of last night's hallway conversation returned, sharp and unyielding. "Claire! Hey!" Whispering. Scheming. The thought churned in my stomach. By afternoon, I went to my parents' house under the pretense of helping with the post-party cleanup. Claire was already there, folding tablecloths, humming a light tune, as if nothing had happened. Her hair was pulled back neatly, her demeanor casual, but I could feel the tension in the air. "Congratulations again, Lily," she said, glancing at me with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "You looked beautiful last night." I forced a polite smile, though my chest tightened. Did she know I had overheard them? Was this her way of pretending nothing was wrong? As we worked, I decided to test her. "I thought I saw you talking to someone in the hallway last night. Who was it?" Her hands paused mid-fold, a subtle flicker of tension crossing her face. "Oh, just one of the caterers. He was asking about table arrangements," she said lightly, not meeting my eyes. Her lie slid off her tongue with ease, and my stomach twisted. She didn't even hesitate. My heart pounded, but I let it drop for now. Later, when Harry went out to run errands, I found myself drawn to his study. My hands trembled as I rifled through his desk drawers. Receipts, old letters, documents, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until I found a plain envelope tucked beneath a pile of papers. It was addressed to Claire. With trembling hands, I opened it. Claire, I know we agreed, but she can't find out yet. Wait for the right moment. H. My vision blurred. Harry was conspiring with my sister. Secret letters, hidden messages. Everything I had believed about love and trust now felt fragile, like a thin glass ready to shatter. I carefully returned the letter, pretending nothing had happened when Hay returned. His smile, the easy charm, the warmth, it was all a mask, and I was seeing it for the first time. That night, I called Sophie, my best friend, whispering everything into the phone, the voices, the letter, Claire's lies. There was a long pause before she finally said, "Lily, you need to be careful. This isn't just about love. Look at the bigger picture, the inheritance, the estate, the family fortune. They are playing a game, and you're the target." Her words sent a shiver down my spine. Could it be? Was this betrayal about money, about control, about my father's estate? And if that was true, my own sister had been orchestrating this from the beginning. Fear clawed at me, but curiosity burned brighter. I needed to see the truth for myself. As I drifted to sleep that night, clutching the engagement ring that now felt like a trap, I whispered into the darkness, "What are you hiding from me, Claire? And hey, why?" The next morning, I couldn't shake the weight of Sophie's warning. My father's estate had always been a quiet shadow over our lives, something discussed politely but never in detail. I had assumed it would be split fairly between Claire and me when the time came. But Sophie's words made me doubt everything. By afternoon, I found myself standing before my father's study, the door slightly ajar as if inviting me in. The smell of aged leather and old books filled the room. Memories of my childhood, the countless times I had snuck in here to read, flooded back. But today, nostalgia had no place. I had a mission. I searched his desk, pulling out letters and sealed envelopes, my hands shaking. And then I found it, a copy of his will. My pulse raced as I read the words. To my youngest daughter, Lily, I leave the estate, including the main house, provided she marries before her 23rd birthday. My breath caught. The estate wasn't split. It was mine, under one condition, my marriage. Suddenly, everything about Hay's engagement proposal made a chilling sense. The urgency, his devotion, the way he had pushed me toward this moment. It wasn't just love. It was opportunity. And Claire, I remembered her words from the hallway, if she finds out, everything will fall apart. She must have known about the will. She had been scheming, manipulating, planning. I clutched the will to my chest, feeling betrayal burn through me. My sister, my own family, had been plotting to take what was rightfully mine. And hey, was he in on it willingly, or had he been trapped too? I needed answers. That evening, I followed a faint intuition that Harry was lying about his errands. My feet carried me through quiet streets until I reached a small, dimly lit cafe. My heart pounded when I saw him, Harry, sitting across from Claire. They leaned close together, speaking in hushed, urgent tones. Her hand brushed his, her expression tense but controlled. I wanted to rush inside, to scream, to demand the truth, but I stayed hidden, shivering with fear. As I watched, a man I didn't recognize passed by, his eyes lingering on the cafe, then on me, before he disappeared into the shadows. A stranger, watching us, watching me. The sight of them together, the knowledge of the inheritance, the stranger's presence, it was too much. My life, which I had thought was secure in love and family, was unraveling before my eyes. Driving home, I gripped the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles ached. I whispered to myself, "Claire, hey, what have you done? And who is that man?" That night, lying in bed, sleep refused me. My mind raced with questions. Could I trust anyone? Was Harry in love with me, or was I just part of their plan? And what role did the stranger play in all of this? I realized then that the only way to survive this chaos was to uncover every secret myself. Every whispered plot, every hidden letter, every betrayal would come to light. And somewhere deep down, a new determination ignited. I would take control of my life, even if it meant facing the two people I loved the most. I couldn't ignore it any longer. The whispers, The secret letters, the stolen glances between Hay and Claire, it was all a puzzle, and I was done pretending not to see the pieces. That evening, when Hay returned, I confronted him immediately. "Where were you?" I demanded, my voice trembling but firm. "Don't lie to me, Hay. I know you weren't running errands." He froze, keys dangling in his hand. "Lily, No," I interrupted, my chest tight. "You were with her, weren't you? My sister," plotting behind my back. For the first time, I saw his calm facade crack. His jaw tightened, eyes flashing with panic, but before he could answer, the front door creaked open. Claire entered, casually, with that same smirk I hated. "Lily, stop! Stop!" I scoffed. "Stop pretending. Stop hiding. The two people I trusted most, my fiancé and my sister, were planning against me, weren't you?" Her eyes narrowed, but she remained composed. "It's not what you think." "It is exactly what I think," I snapped. "You've been conspiring against me, haven't you? For my father's estate." Her lips curved into a bitter smile. "Do you have any idea what it's like, Lily? To be overlooked while you get everything handed to you? Father's favorite, the one everyone adores." I staggered back, my chest tightening. Claire's envy had poisoned her, and Harry, was he willingly part of it, or trapped in her schemes? Suddenly, a loud pounding on the door made us all freeze. "Lily Carter!" A deep, commanding voice called from outside. My heart leapt. The stranger from the cafe, the one who had been watching us, was here. Claire went pale. Harry muttered a curse under his breath. "Who is that?" I demanded, my fear rising. Neither of them answered. The knocking grew louder. "Lily, you deserve the truth." My hand hovered over the doorknob. I knew that whoever was outside had answers that could unravel everything. Claire's voice trembled, a rare crack in her composure. "Don't open that door, Lily. If you do, everything will spiral out of control." But I couldn't stop myself. My life had already spiraled. The door swung open, and the man stepped inside, tall and firm, his eyes locked on mine. "My name is Daniel," he said, voice steady. "Your father trusted me to protect you, and the truth about Claire and Harry." I froze. My father. My thoughts spun. Daniel held out a document, and as I took it in my hands, I realized it was a letter from my father himself. "Lily, if you are reading this, it means I was right to worry. Protect what is yours. Don't let love blind you to betrayal." My hands shook. My father had known. I turned to Claire, my voice raw. "How could you? You're my sister." She laughed bitterly. "Because you never deserved it, Lily. You were weak, protected, given everything. I had to fight for it, and for Hay. But he chose you. Pathetic, isn't it?" Hay didn't speak. His silence said everything. Daniel stepped forward. "It's over, Claire. I have proof. You and Harry won't succeed in taking what is rightfully hers." Claire's face twisted in fury. "You think you can stop me?" I realized then, looking at them both, the sister I trusted, the man I loved, that my world had been built on lies. I whispered, trembling, "I trusted you, both of you." Daniel's gaze met mine. "Now you know, and now you can fight back." The room was silent, the air thick with tension. My heart pounded as Daniel, the stranger who had suddenly become my lifeline, stepped closer. His presence was commanding, yet strangely reassuring. "Lily," he said, "everything you've feared is true. Harry and Claire have been manipulating you from the beginning." I turned to Harry, my chest tight. "Is it true? Were you ever mine, or was I just part of some plan?" He opened his mouth, but no words came. His silence said everything. Claire's face twisted in fury. "You think you know the whole story," she spat. "I fought for what I deserved. Everything was always yours because you were Daddy's favorite. And hey," her gaze flickered to him, "he chose you over me, and I couldn't allow that." My mind reeled. My fiancé, my sister, both of them, orchestrating lies and schemes around me. My world was collapsing. Daniel handed me another envelope. This one contained damning proof, letters, receipts, and photos showing secret meetings, hidden plans, and betrayals. Every whisper I had overheard, every fleeting glance I had doubted, was now confirmed. I felt tears sting my eyes. My father had been right. He had warned me through Daniel, entrusted him to protect me. He had seen the poison in Claire long before I had. Claire stepped closer, her voice trembling with anger. "You'll never be safe, Lily. You think Daniel can protect you? You think you can keep what's yours?" I stood taller, my voice steadier than I expected. "It doesn't matter what you think. I know the truth now, and I won't let either of you control me." Harry shifted, finally speaking. "Lily, I didn't want this. I never wanted to hurt you." But it was too late. His words fell on deaf ears. Betrayal wasn't something you could simply apologize for. I turned to Daniel. "What do we do now?" Daniel's eyes were fierce. "We expose them. The documents, the letters, everything. Claire and Harry won't be able to touch what is rightfully yours." And so, I did the only thing I could. I took back my life. I severed the ties of deceit, confronting Claire and Harry with the evidence, refusing to allow their manipulations to define me. Claire's face paled as her plans crumbled. Harry's gaze fell to the floor, guilt written plainly on his face. And for the first time in weeks, I felt a strange calm. I slipped the engagement ring from my finger and placed it on the table. It was a symbol of everything I had lost, and a reminder of my strength to rebuild. Daniel placed a hand on my shoulder, his expression serious but protective. "You're safe now. They won't be able to touch you." But as I looked at him, I knew that life would never be the same. The betrayal had left scars, and the truths I had uncovered were only the beginning of my journey. I whispered into the darkness, my voice steady. "I may have lost the people I loved, but I haven't lost myself." Claire stormed out, Harry trailing behind her, leaving me alone in the quiet house. For the first time, the silence felt like freedom. Yet deep down, I knew that betrayal leaves marks that never fully heal, and secrets have a way of resurfacing when you least expect them. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. I was Lily. I had survived the night of lies, the web of deceit, and the people I loved most who had tried to destroy me. And now, I was ready to face whatever came next. The night had ended, but my story, my life, was only beginning.